Oh gosh, how do I start this? Okay, I'll try to be as succinct as possible. Um, Postage charges have changed dramatically. And goods or packages that are coming into the country, as with all European countries, there's now a customs charge to pay. A lot of people have in the past sent me gifts which I've been very delighted to receive. But what's happening now is that anyone who sends me a gift in a package, I have to go into Boyle, which is a local town, and I have to pay whatever is charged on the customs. In one case, I was asked to pay €60 for a package, and I just said, no, I can't afford that. And the package had to go back to whoever sent it to me. Anyway, so I would ask you not to send me packages. Please, excuse me, don't send packages of any kind. And I think in order to try to make sure that this doesn't happen, I will be taking my address down from the website, which I've had on the website for like 12, 13, 14 years. It's been up there on the website, but I will take my address down because it's very distressing for me to know that someone has gone to all the trouble of sending me something and then only for an amount of money to be demanded from me before I can even pick up that package. So I'm not going to sort of subscribe into that kind of nonsense, especially when Amazon can send X, Y, and Z wherever they want in the world, and there doesn't seem to be the same issue. So please don't send me anything. Yeah, I know, it's a strange thing to say, isn't it? But I won't be picking anything up from Boyle, because like I say, to drive in there and then to have to pay out money for something that I don't even know what's in the box, and it just doesn't seem right, does it? Doesn't seem right. Anyway, there you go. Little bit of housekeeping, which didn't want to have to say anything about, really. Anyway, there you go. Sorry about that. So I've just lit the stove and just looking out the window there. Last night there was the most incredible storm. In fact, yesterday evening it started. Or did it start yesterday afternoon? It was incredible. And then I was looking on the weather website, just briefly. I mean, I couldn't actually find any storm that was noted. But my word, I had a bit of a rocky night, because I always worry when there's a storm. I always think, oh gosh, trees are going to come down, the chimneys are going to crash in through the roof. You know, I always think the worst, so I do worry and fret. Didn't get a good night's sleep. Now, I was a bit sluggish this morning when I got up, but I'm feeling fine now. I suppose, as my grandmother would say, you have your second wind, Colette. Don't mention wind to me. So a little bit of a peruse around my pantry this morning, or should I say this afternoon? I think it's getting on for afternoon. Now I need to get a third bin. I did actually say at the beginning of sorting out my pantry, I was going to get 3 plastic bins. Now the reason why I get plastic is twofold. One, so as nothing can get through them, because they're quite sturdy, hard plastic. And two, it keeps everything absolutely bone dry. So, you know, it's an old cottage. It doesn't really have that damp proofing thing in the floors. So I have to sort of go with what I've got, which I'm very happy to do. You know, I'm not seeking to remodel or rebuild this cottage or anything like that. I've always made the most of what I've got, as opposed to wishing my life away, hoping for something else. Come Again box is doing really well. and you can see where I cut first is growing back in a good way. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can get another one of these boxes. Now I should really go into town today, into Carrick, because that's the day when the market's on in the market yard and the fishmonger is there, and it's from the fishmonger that you get these boxes, because I don't think they're reused. I think they are, well, I'd say thrown away, but could be recycled, I don't know. So I'm going to try and get another one of those. If I don't go in today, then I will go in next week. Hopefully. I do keep making plans to go places, and then I get completely subsumed into stuff going on here. And here is where I want to be anyway. So I think the next thing that I'll do today, after I've made a cup of tea and I have a bagel there in the toaster, I think I'll take you for a little walk down through the woodland, and it'll be my first walk of the day, because I've been sort of avoiding going down to the woodland because I keep thinking, oh, there might be a tree or two down. It has been known. Anyway, I'll have my tea and my bagel and then take it from there. So I'm just coming up out of the fairy wood, which, as you can see, is a very enchanting place. See the primroses. Lots of wild violets come up here as well, and spurge and ferns. It's an old stone wall there, goes all the way across. The size of some of these ferns are just amazing. See, there's some new ones coming up. I'm just looking behind me. These colours that you can see now in the sky, these are real colours. I don't ever Photoshop anything. These videos are made, they're quite raw. The only editing that I do is to put them together. I don't actually touch any of the videos. What you see is what I see. There's the cottage up there. Just see it up above the bank. So the fairy wood is very much in a dell. It's in a little dell, tucked away in its own little microclimate, in its own little space and time. Yeah, it's a very ancient place. I'm sure you can sense that even through the screen. And every time that I film it, slightly different. Look at the mosses hanging on the trees. And this is what I love about nature, the way that she is so capable of rebalancing herself, even after disasters. Like this beautiful horse chestnut tree, cracked and split into several pieces in a huge storm several years ago. Now I cut off some of the worst of the damage, and you can just see down there's a huge crack. Let me just close in on it. There's a huge crack in the actual tree. Can you see that? Now, I didn't cut off anything that was hanging on by a thread. And this branch and that branch up there were literally hanging on by a thread. But I left them because where there's life, there's hope. And this is what hope looks like. Can you see? That's what hope looks like. So the damson tree is in blossom now. And that's incredible because I cut that back quite hard the year before last. And it's rewarded me with all this blossom and new growth. And that sky, look at that sky, it is amazing. Just amazing. And there's the carrier there out with the ribes, which is so beautiful as well. I dare not venture up the steps because they will be very slippy after the storm and all the rain that just pounded the earth here. So I'll leave them for a day or two to dry out, and I'll take this little path behind me out onto the driveway.